Okay, so I've shared my screen. I think it is visible to everyone. Just let me know in the chat. It is visible to everyone or not. Okay. So, Raghunath, I'll just give the answer to your question first, and then we'll move on to the next topic at hand that we're going to be discussing. So, we were working with my repo, and currently I'm in which branch? It is displayed here itself. But if you want to check all of the branches and your current branch, you can just use the get branch command. But by default, it is displayed here as well, which branch you're currently on. So let me create a new file here first of all in my repo, and I'll just name it as fifth file or fifth file. That's good. I'll just name it as fifth file, and right now if I do get status, it will show that fifth file.txt is the one that is currently unstaged. It is untracked, and there are no tracked files that are present at the moment. So if I go ahead and stage it, so get add space fifth file.txt. Once I will do get status, it will let me know what all are the files that I have staged. So it will show that fifth file.txt, it will show in green, which means that it has been staged. And along with that, it will also show me the command that I can use to unstage that particular file. And what is that command going to be? That command is going to be get rm hyphen cached, then the file name. So this is the command that it is going to tell me. Or in this case, another command has been given, get restore hyphen staged. We can use this command as well in order to unstage the file. So get rm hyphen cached, then the file name. So if I run the command, so get rm hyphen cached fifth file.txt. So now if I do ls, you will see that fifth file, although it is present, when I will do get status, it will tell me that the fifth file.txt, it is no longer staged. Okay, so get rm hyphen cached, the name of the file. In this case, another command has been given. So you have multiple commands that you can use in this scenario. The most commonly used one is get rm hyphen cached, but you can use this command as well. It might be a bit easier to remember. So get restore hyphen stage, then the file name. So that will unstage that particular file that has been staged. I hope this answers your question, Raghunath. Okay. So now others also please let me know if you have any doubts regarding the practice that you should have done for the topics we have covered till now. If you have any doubts, just let me know over the chat. Okay, so it doesn't seem like anyone has any other doubts. So let us go ahead and move on to the next point that we're going to be discussing. So in this situation, the file that we had staged, we wanted to unstage it. So we used this particular command for that. Now let's say that I have already committed a file, and then I think that, okay, I did not want this file to be part of my repository, or I created a file by accident and it was staged and committed. In such a situation, what I can do, I can go ahead and run the command. So I can basically delete the file. So in this case, the fifth file.txt that is present, that is unstaged, is untracked. And this first file.txt, it is part of my master branch at the moment. So in my master branch, I have the first file.txt that is currently present. Now I want to delete this particular file, let's say. So let's say I commit this fifth file first. So get add fifth file.txt and then I commit it. So I've committed it. So now if I will do git status, this file is now committed. Now let's say I have two files in my master branch. Among those, I think that, okay, I made a mistake by creating this fifth file.txt. I should not have created it, staged it, or committed it. But I have done it. So now I want to delete this file. Okay. I don't have use for this file anymore. I want to delete it. So what I can do is I can, as I would do in a regular case, I can delete this particular file. So I can go here, and this is the one fifth file.txt which I think was a mistake. I'll just delete the file. Okay, I'll just delete the file, and now the file is deleted. But if I do git status, it will tell me deleted fifth file.txt. So I have deleted the file. So now what I have to do is I have to again stage this particular file. So I have to run the command git add space the name of the file. We can do git rm as well. So git rm space the name of the file in order to directly remove the particular file. But if you have deleted the file from your UI, like I have done in this case, now what you have to do, you have to run the git add command again. So git add space, then the name of the file. Git status will show me deleted, but this time in green. It will show me deleted in green, which means that my changes have been staged. At this point of time, my changes were not staged, which is why it was red. But at this point of time, after running the git add command, even though the file is deleted, it does not matter. I have to run the git add command in order to stage the changes that I have done. Once I have run the git add command on that particular file, so now it is showing up in green, which means I can now go ahead and commit these changes using the git commit command. So I can run the git commit command. So git commit -m committing, or not committing but rather deleting fifth file.txt. So done, which means that now git status will not even show that file anymore. So I have removed the particular file from the records with regards to git. So now git does not consider that particular file to be part of my repository anymore. Okay, so this is how I can go ahead and delete the file from my particular repository. So what are the three things that we will be seeing today? Let me So firstly, we will be checking, is that possible to go the earlier version of the repo to restore the deleted file? Yes, Ganesh, there are commands that are there, git restore, git reset. There are lots of commands that are there in order to go back to the previous version. But you don't need to go ahead and go that in depth right now. Just know that there are commands for that. What are those commands? You have a command called git restore. You have a command called git reset. You have command called git cherry pick. So there are lots of commands that are there that will allow you to do that, but that would be too advanced. Okay, so it would be very difficult for you to understand it. So let's just go ahead and have a look at the basics only. Okay. So what we will be seeing today, we will be seeing merging. So git merge command will be checking today. Apart from that, push and pull also we will be checking. So like I had told you guys in the first day itself that push and pull we cannot check that unless we have understood the concept of branches. Yesterday we checked branches. So now we can go ahead and use push and pull. The reasoning behind that is push and pull will not allow you to work on a single particular file or a set of files, but rather it works on branches. So you can push or pull specific branches. You cannot go ahead and push or pull specific file. So you cannot download or upload specific file. You have to download or upload the entire branch. So for that reason, branches are supposed to be, we can say, a prerequisite for push or pull command. Okay, so now let us go ahead and have a look at the repository that we created. First of all, let me go to my repository. So this is the one that we created yesterday, and this is the one that I will be using today as well. So now in my particular repository, let's say that this is my Git repository. And this is my GitHub repository. So my GitHub repository has an URL, the same URL that we used in the first class to clone this particular folder. To clone this 410 repo, the command that we had used, I think that was yesterday, not day before yesterday. So we used the command git clone in order to clone the repository. That same URL we have to use here as well before we can actually push or pull any changes, because right now what we have available is our Git repository and our GitHub repository are acting independently, so they don't know about each other. My Git repository that is in my local machine, my local repository, does not know about my remote GitHub repository. So first of all, we have to let Git know about our GitHub repository. So I have to add the particular URL for my GitHub repository in my local repository first. And in order to make that happen, we have the command available called git remote. So the git remote command allows me to manage the things with regards to my remote repository or my GitHub repository in this case. So I can manage the URL of my GitHub repository. So I can add it, I can remove it, I can edit it, I can check what remote repositories I have added with this git remote command. So git remote, and then we have various commands for git remote. If I just run this command, it will not give me anything. Hyphen help. If I do, it should let me know. Okay, so it is not letting me know all of the various options that we can have available. So I'll just write them down over here. So with git remote, we can use the -v. So git remote space -v we can use to check what all are the remote repositories that I actually have available. In this case, in this situation, I don't have any remote repositories. So -v will just give me an empty output. However, if I go to the different repository that I had available, which is 410 repo, here if I run the git remote -v command, you will see that I will have one particular URL available. Why is that the case? Because this repository I have cloned. So since I have cloned it, I gave an URL during the time of cloning. So what happened was, since I gave that particular URL during the time of cloning, it was already stored as the remote repository URL with the nickname origin. With the nickname origin, it has been saved. We can see origin, and then this is the URL that I used in order to clone it. The fetch just refers to pull, and push refers to upload. Upload. So fetch refers to pull or download. Push refers to upload over here. So you can see that what has been given over here is a nickname, in this case origin, with the URL corresponding to that nickname. So if I want to push or pull to my particular remote repository, all I'll have to do is refer this particular nickname that has been given. I don't have to write the entire URL every single time. That is the reason why we give nicknames over here. So -v will allow me to check what my current remote repository URLs I've added and what their nicknames are. And then we have git remote add, followed by the name of or the nickname of my particular repository that I want to give, followed by the URL. What this will do, this will add the remote repository URL with the nickname I have provided here. So git remote add, then the nickname followed by the URL. So in this case, you can think that the nickname is origin. So if you want to give the nickname as origin and the URL as samir8080/04-10-repo.git, you'll have to provide that URL here and the nickname here as origin. Let's say we want to try that out on our my repo one that I have created. So git remote -v will show that currently there are no remote repositories. So if I want to add it, what I'll do, git remote add, followed by the nickname. Now, why the nickname? Because you can have multiple repositories, multiple remote repositories stored over here with the different nicknames. So you can give different nicknames and store various different repository URLs in the particular Git repository. What that will allow you to do is that if you are having a scenario, let's say, where this is your local repository, but you are not just working with one single GitHub repository, but rather multiple. So let's say 3 GitHub repositories you are working with. So what that will allow you to do is, if we think about it from terms of the nickname, these different repositories will have different URLs. These are GitHub repositories, they have different URLs. So what you will be able to do, git remote add, then you will be able to give a different nickname to that. Let's say R1, a different nickname to this one R2, and another nickname to this one R3. So in that case, you will be able to choose that, okay, do I want to push this change to R1, R2, or to R3? Okay, so if you have multiple repositories, then you will have to, you can say you will be able to go ahead and give different particular nicknames over here to your particular branches. I'm sorry, to your particular remote repositories over here, the URLs, and that will allow you to push the changes. In our case, we only have one remote repository, and this is the URL for my repository. I'll just copy it. Remember to use the HTTPS one, not the SSH one. These two are different methods for pushing. We'll be using the HTTPS one itself because it is rather simpler as compared to the SSH one. The SSH one is a bit complex. So we'll use the HTTPS one only. So we'll copy this URL and we can give the nickname over here. So git remote add, let's say I give the nickname as repo1. So git remote add repo1 followed by the branch, the URL. Hit enter. Now if I do git remote -v, what it will do, it will tell me that with the nickname repo1, I have this particular URL already defined. So now if I want to push a particular branch over to this particular repository, all I have to do is I have to provide the name of this particular nickname of this particular repository along with the branch that I want to push. Ganesh, if you want to delete the particular URL, so if you have made a mistake, then you will have to delete it and then you can add it again. So for that, what you can do, git remote, remove, and then the nickname that you have given. So whatever is the nickname that you have given, you will provide that particular nickname again. So git remote, remove, then the nickname. In this case, if I want to go ahead and remove this repo1, so I'll do git remote, remove repo1. So it is empty again. Okay. So this is how you will be able to remove the repository URL and then you will be able to add it again. So let me add the repo1 once more over here because we will be pushing the branches right now. We'll be pushing the branches and we'll be pulling the branches as well. So let's say I want to push my master branch over there to my remote repository. So what I'll have to do, I'll have to use the git push command. So I will have to use what? I'll have to use the git push command for that. So what are going to be like the commands after git push that I will have to mention? Let us see that. So git push, then you will be mentioning the nickname. Which nickname? This nickname that you have given. In this case, repo1. So if I want to push to repo1, I'll say get push repo1 and then followed by the branch name. So get push repo1 or whatever is the nickname followed by the branch name that you want to push. Okay, so here I will run the command get push repo1 and then whichever branch I want to push, let's say master. If I run this command, what it will do? It is not opening that get credential. So once we give the command for pushing the changes, what it does, it asks us, so it opens a new window specifically for the get bash. It was I tried yesterday, it was asking for upstream. I'm not sure I'm following you there, what exactly you're trying to say, Ganesh. See, what happens with get bash is, if we are talking about any other CLI based systems, it directly asks us for the username and password that we will have to enter. However, if we are using getbash like we are in this case, what getbash does is it opens a particular window for us where we are supposed to enter our credentials. So essentially, our username and password will have to basically authenticate via GitHub. So like how you go ahead and log in using your like login via Google. That is exactly what happens over here. It asks you to log in via your GitHub account so that you can then go ahead and copy the I'm sorry, you can successfully upload the files over there to the GitHub. In this case, it is not allowing me to enter the credentials. Git push. Yeah. So in this case, once I tried git push repo1 hyphen all. Just pay attention over here, please, for now. It has given me that option. Just please pay attention here. So git push repo1 hyphen all as soon as I ran this command, you can see it is currently stuck over here. Why? Because it has opened a new window where it is asking me to connect to GitHub. So here it is asking me to enter my credentials for my GitHub account. So if I choose over here sign in with browser, it will open my GitHub login page over there. So I'll have to go ahead and select over here authorize Git ecosystem, asking me for my password, and then it will say authentication successful. You may now close this tab and return to the application. So if I return to the application now, you can see it has pushed the particular branches over to my GitHub repository repo1. So now that I've authenticated it, further moving forward, I will not have to enter my password or it will not show up like that anymore. I simply have to just run the push command and it will automatically push the changes to my remote repository. Okay. Praveen, you cannot create the repo from the CLI here. You cannot create the repo from the CLI. GitHub works separately because this is Git. This is not GitHub. This is Git repository. This is GitHub repository. Both are working separately. They are not connected to each other, like from this get go. We have to make the connection ourselves. We cannot create the repository directly from the CLI. Share the link for your repository in the chat, Praveen. Ganesh, try this command on your end. And what command did you run, Praveen? Just paste the command in the chat for me. What command you ran? And have you added the remote repository URL? So this is how we can go ahead and push the changes to our remote repository. This is how we can push the branches over there to our remote repository URL. Now let's say I make some changes over here. So if I refresh the page now, automatically you will be able to see the files here. So uh, I have master, dev2. Yes, Raghunath, you can push individually as well, and you can push all at once using this command. So hyphen hyphen all. If you replace the branch name with hyphen hyphen all the branches will be pushed. If you specify the branch name, then only that branch will be pushed. So if I do git push repo1 master, in this case it will say everything up to date because there is nothing new to push. So you can either use hyphen hyphen all, or you can use the specific branch name in order to push the particular branch to the repository. So now here you can see I have master, I have dev2. Let's say I edit some file, I edit this first file.txt over here from the GitHub interface. So from GitHub only, I edit this particular file. So what I'm trying to emulate over here is changes that are being pushed by a different developer. So let's say I am a developer and I'm working from this machine. I've just now pushed the branches, and some other developer is also working on the particular project. He is also going to be pushing some particular changes now. What those changes are going to be? Those changes are going to be that a new file is going to be created over here. So I'll just add the file here to emulate that particular change. So what is the name I will give? I'll say sixth file, and I'll commit the changes. So this will create the file for me. Now that this file is created, what this is can say representing is that in my remote repository, I have a file which is not present in my local repository. So in my local repository, I don't have that particular file present. So in my repo 1, I don't have the sixth file.txt available. I only have first file. So in this case, what I have to do, I have to use the pull command. So git pull and then the same exact format as the git push. So git push repo name, branch name, git pull repo name, branch name. So git pull, in this case repo 1, and then the branch name, which is master. And what it will do, it will download that file from the GitHub, which is sixth file.txt. So now if I go here, you will be able to see the sixth file.txt available here as well. That was not the point, Raghunath. That was not the point of this particular discussion. The point of this discussion was the git pull command. The point was not how to create the file in GitHub. The point was the git pull command. Did you understand this command? Just let me know. If my remote repository has files that my local repository does not contain, in order to download those files from my remote repository, I can use the git pull command in the same fashion as I use the git push command. So git pull repo name, branch name. What it will do, any updates that are present in my remote repository that my local repository does not contain, my local repository will download those particular changes. And how I created the file in the GitHub, simply clicked on add file, create new file, gave a file name over here, clicked on commit changes and then clicked on commit changes again. That created the file for me. This is how we can go ahead and pull the particular changes from the GitHub as well. So push and pull we have seen. Next, we will be checking the merge command. Before that, I'll create a poll, get an input from you guys regarding the duration of the break. Let me know over the poll what amount of time you want to have for the break. What command did you run, Ganesh? Give me a repository URL in the chat and give me the output of the git remote -b command in your CLI. This command, Ganesh. You created this file directly from the add file option, right? From here you created this file, right? And this file also you created directly from here. This file I'm talking about, how did you create this file? Regardless, it is saying that your branches are divergent, which is why it is not able to pull the changes. So your local main branch and your remote main branch are being considered as divergent, which is why it is unable to go ahead and pull the changes. It has given you the commands that you can run. So git config pull.rebase false. There are a few commands that you can run, but those commands you will not be able to understand it because we have not checked even merge as of yet. So there's a rebase command that we can use in order to get rid of this situation. So I'm sending you the particular command in the chat. You can run it in the particular machine. So it is for fetching the particular files using the rebase flag. Rebase is sort of like a merge concept. So we will be checking that once we will be checking the merge command. Not rebase specifically, but the concept of rebase and merge is same. So we'll be checking that with the merge command over there, the merging concept. Run that command, Ganesh, and let me know it is working or not. Ganesh, let me know did you run the command or not. Okay. So let me check the poll now. So I'm going to end the poll now. So 57% of the people have mentioned for a 10-minute break, 29% for 15 minutes, and 7% each for 20 minutes and for no break. So we'll have a 10-minute break in that case. Let me set up the timer. We'll get back in about 10 minutes and then continue on with the next concept. Okay, everyone, so the break is over. I hope everyone is back from the break. Please let me know in the chat. Okay, so let's continue on with the next step, which is next topic, which is going to be the merge command. So let's say this is our master branch. From master branch, we have created a different branch called dev, and then another branch we have created from the dev branch called f. Now, what does the master branch contain? Master.txt file. What does the dev branch contain? Dev branch contains a file called dev.txt. And what does the feature f branch contain? A file called f.txt. So we created the f branch for the creation of the f.txt file so that we can create the f.txt file, so that we can test it, so that we can analyze it without having to go ahead and you can say contaminate our dev branch. If the particular f.txt file has any errors, we will be able to contain that particular error specifically to the f branch. We will not be dragging the other branches into this. Once the development on the f.txt file is complete, once everything is set up, then we can go ahead and allow the dev branch to contain this f.txt file as well. If we want that, what we will have to do, we will have to go ahead and merge the branches. So here we will have to merge the f branch into the dev branch. So now once we will run the merge command, what will happen is the files that were contained only in the f branch, that were not part of the dev branch, will now also be present in the dev branch. So the files will not be isolated, or the file will not be isolated to the f branch, because work on that particular file is finished. So we can allow the other branches to have that file. So in such a situation, merging will come into play. So we will be merging the f branch into the dev branch, so that the dev branch also has access to the f.txt file and any other files that were specifically created on the f branch, which the dev branch does not contain. The same goes for any updates as well. So if I edited the d.txt file, let's say in the f branch, those updates will also be now present in the dev branch after the merging will be complete. So if I give an example of this, let's create a new repository for this scenario. Repo 2, I'm going to name it, or rather my repo 2 would be better. So my repo 2, let's say I'm creating, and what I want in this particular branch, I want a file called master.txt. It is an empty file, it does not contain anything inside it, so we don't need to worry about that. So master.txt file is empty inside my repo2 folder, but I have not initialized Git as of yet in that particular folder. So let me do that. My repo2, initialize Git inside that folder. we stage and commit this master.txt file in order to create git add, and then we commit this particular master.txt file to create this particular master branch. So now what we have done is we have created this master.txt file in the master branch. Now from master we are going to be creating this dev branch, where we will have the dev.txt file. So I'll create the new branch dev. I'll switch to the dev branch, so git checkout dev, and once in the dev branch I will create the next file, which is going to be my dev.txt file. So let me go here and let me create the file dev.txt. I've not staged it or committed it as of yet, so when I will do git status, this is a new file. So I'm setting everything up right now for the merging to happen. I've not we can say run any of the commands that we have not seen as of yet, that we have not performed. Once we will run the git merge command, then I will show you like what exactly it is doing. So I'll stage and commit this file. So git add dev.txt. Let me commit it. We have committed the dev.txt file in the dev branch. Now from this dev branch, we're going to be creating our next branch, which will be f. Let me check out to f. Create the next file that we need, which is f.txt. Stage and commit the f.txt file. And now what we have this particular environment set up till this particular point of time. Till this point of time, we have everything done. Now what I want is that this particular file that I created, right? I created this f.txt file, which is present right now only in the f branch. If I check out to dev, this does not have the f.txt file right now. And the master branch does not have the dev.txt file even. So my dev branch does not have the f.txt file because f.txt file is isolated to the f branch. Similarly, my master branch does not have either of those particular files, dev.txt or f.txt, because they are isolated to their specific branches. F.txt is isolated to f branch, dev.txt is isolated to dev branch and its child branches, which in this case is the f branch. So till here, please let me know if you are understanding this or not. Till here, if you are clear or not, just let me know. We have just set up the infrastructure over here. We have just set up the branches as required. Now we'll begin with the merge command. So till here, please let me know if you understand this or not. Ganesh, like I explained yesterday as well, you cannot create any branches unless you create the master branch or the main branch, which cannot be created manually. It will only be created once you have made at least one commit, once you have staged and committed at least one file. So you have created the particular file1.txt over there, but you have not staged it or committed it. You have to stage it and commit it. Then your main branch will be created or master branch will be created. Then you can create any additional branches. First, see, like I said, the first branch cannot be created manually. The first branch has to be created automatically only once you make at least one commit. Once you commit at least one file, then your particular file, your master or your main branch will be created. After that, there are no restrictions. After that, you can create, delete as many branches as you want. What do you not understand here, Prabhakaran? Just let me know. Where are you confused? Don't see the commands. Don't try to decipher the commands. Understand this. I created my m.txt file, master.txt file, staged it and committed, that resulted in the creation of the master branch. From there, I created a new branch called dev, where I created a file called dev.txt and then staged and committed it. Then from the dev branch, I created another branch called f, where I created a file called f.txt and then staged and committed it. That is till what I have done right now. So that is what I have done till now. Don't try to decipher the commands. Prabhakaran, did you attend yesterday's class? Yesterday only we checked about the branches, right? I told you that the branches are isolated environments inside the same repository. So in the same repository, you are going to be having the isolated environments called the branches, which are connected to each other. They are present inside the same repository, and they are, you can say, they have connections to each other in the sense that dev is the child of master, f is the child of dev. They are present inside the same repository. However, they are not separated by any, you can say, specified boundaries. They are not subfolders. They are separated by, you can say, invisible boundaries that are present. So there are invisible boundaries that are separating the branches. It is not like branches are allocated different folders or anything like that. Different branches are present which contain their specific information. So now what I want to do, I want to merge this f branch into the dev branch. So what that will allow the dev branch to inherit the files from the f branch. So dev branch will get all of the files that the f branch contains if the merge command is run. So if you want that to happen, if you want the dev branch to get all of the files of the F branch, what you will be doing is you will have to switch to the dev branch first, and then you have to run the git merge command. So whichever branch you are checked out at while running the merge command, that is the branch into which you will be merging. So if you have, let's say, two branches, if you are checked out at this branch when you make the merge, when you run the merge command, that means that particular branch is the one into which the merging is happening. So when you are merging two things, you are merging one branch into another. So if this is branch A, if this is branch B, if you are checked out at branch B while making the merge, that means you are merging branch A into branch B. So if you are checked out at branch B while making the merge, you will be merging branch A into branch B. So branch B is the one that will be getting the files and the uh, like the updated files and the extra files that were created that branch B does not contain. Now how you decide which branch you will merge? You will be specifying that in the git merge command. So two sections are here, like I mentioned. You are merging something into something, in this case A into B. So how you decide the second section over there? You are checked out at the branch where the merge is happening. So you are merging into the branch where you are checked out at. So the branch where you are currently residing, into that branch you are making the merge. And in the git merge command, whichever command merging. So git merge and then the branch name. So git merge then the branch name. So you are merging the branch that you are mentioning over here in the git merge command, and the branch where you are checked out at while making the merge, that is the branch into which the merge is happening. So in this point, I am in the dev branch. So if I want to merge the F branch into the dev branch, what is the command I will be using? Git merge F. So I'm checked out at the dev branch. So that means any merge commands I run will be happening into the dev branch. So my dev branch as of right now contains only the dev.txt file and the master.txt file. So if I run the git merge command, let's say, so git merge followed by the branch name which I want to merge, I want to merge the F branch. So I say git merge space F. What that will do? That will merge the F branch into the dev branch, and what that will allow me? That will allow the dev branch to have the f.txt file, because that is the file that my dev branch does not contain but my f branch does. If I run this command and then if I do ls, here you can see that in addition to my dev.txt and master.txt, now I also contain my f.txt file. So please let me know everyone if you understand this or not. Raghunath is mentioning no voice. Please let me know everyone. I think I am audible properly. I don't think there is any issues over there right now. So let me know in the chat everyone. Others also please let me know if you are clear with this or not, or if you have any doubts. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the chat. No, Prabhakaran, if you want to merge from this CLI, you have to use the git merge command. That is the only way you can merge. You cannot like select the things over there. You have to use this command only. Yes, F branch will still exist. See, as long as I don't delete any branches, the branches will keep existing as long as the repository exists. As long as the repository exists, all of the branches are going to be present as long as I do not delete them. If I manually don't delete them, the branches are going to be existing only. Yes, it is getting the updates, so updated files or any additional files. If you want to get that, then you will be using the merge command. Ganesh, have you committed those files? The file that you are referring to, have you committed it? So like I have said earlier as well, if you don't commit the file, it will show up in all of the branches, like how Praveen is also mentioning. If a file is not committed, it will show up in all the branches, allowing you to commit it. If it does not show up only, then you cannot commit it. Hence why it is going to show up in all the branches if you have not committed a particular file. Yes. If you are making the changes in the F branch after the merge, if you want to get that updated data, you will have to run the merge command again. Similarly, here if I check out to master, where only my master.txt file is present. Right, currently I am in the master branch. Now if I want to merge the dev branch into master, what I will do? I will do git merge dev, which will fetch both of the files from the dev branch that my master branch does not contain, which is f.txt and dev.txt. So originally it did not contain f.txt, but post the merge from f into def, now the def branch also contains the f.txt file. So once I run this command for git merge def, my master branch is also going to be containing the def.txt and the f.txt files. Okay, so this is the merge command. This is what merge command is going to allow you to do. Yesterday we added file to dev2. This is a different branch. This is a different repository. I created this newly. Yesterday we added file to dev2. You go to the repository. You check out to that branch. So git checkout dev2, and then you do ls. So my dev2 has what files? It has first file.txt and fourth file.txt. You can run the git status command to check that if there are any files that are untracked and are showing up here as a result of that. But if there are no untracked files present, or unstaged or uncommitted files present, unstaged or staged files present, that means that both of my files are part of the dev2 branch itself. Okay, Raghunath. So you check out to the particular branch. There you run the ls command. It is going to show up the list of the files. You can run the git status command. If there are any files here that are staged or unstaged, that means those files are not part of the branch. They are just showing up because if you want to go ahead and you can say commit them, for that reason they are showing up. They are not actually part of the branch. But if nothing else shows up when you do get status, that means both the files here are part of my dev2 branch. Praveen, if you want to exit from the Vim editor, just press escape on your keyboard and then type :WQ and then hit enter, or :Q exclamation that hit then hit enter. So press escape, then type :Q exclamation and then hit enter. Okay. So these are all the topics that we had to discuss. So tomorrow we'll have a look at the hands-on over there. So we'll do one or two assignments, not one or two, but rather 2 to 3 assignments we will be doing tomorrow, specifically for the Git. Now, if anyone has any doubts regarding what we have discussed over here, please let me know in the chat. If you are clear with what we have discussed over here today, please let me know in the chat that as well. Because tomorrow, these are the concepts only that we will be seeing. There will be an additional concept that will be present called stashing, but that we will be checking once we will be doing the hands-on, because it is part of the hands-on. It will be easier for you to understand once we will actually go ahead and do the hands-on. So what are the commands that we have discussed over here today? Push, pull, and merging. So please let me know, everyone, if you are clear with what we have discussed over here today or not. Let me know in the chat. Okay, so let me do the history and I will share the file containing the commands that we have run today in the chat. So I have uploaded the file in the Zoom chat. Please go ahead and download the file on your end so that you can go ahead and do the practice for this on your end as well. Okay. Tomorrow, like I said, we will be doing the hands-on. So we'll be doing around 2 to 3 assignments. So we will be running the commands as per the requirements that will be given in the specific assignments. So that will be our task for tomorrow, where all we can use Git job. Raghunath, Git is the most versatile tool that there is. It will be used in every single company. So any job that you're going to be applying for, if it is a technical job, you will be requiring Git. Whether be it software developer, front-end engineer, if you're working with data, regardless of where you're working, you will require Git. Git is a version control system, right? So